been on my journey to find a place where I feel like I'm really at home. A place where I get to learn from people, where I become inspired. A place where stories of resilience, hope, friendship, laughter is crafted and also shared among each other.
That's exactly why we are here today. This is the first episode of the Base podcast, and we have the almost team of the Base podcast. We have with us today the person who has made this space our home, Debbie Adams. She is the founder of Sedwell International Community Center as well as the Base Foundation. Welcome, Debbie.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome, Debbie. Yeah.
Oh,
We're
it's
so happy
exciting.
to have you here.
Yeah, very exciting.
Such an honor to us.
I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to what you are creating and what you're going to put out to the world. It can be really life-changing for so many people. So I'm feeling very blessed and very grateful for how you've taken this, by the horns and running with it. It's great.
Mutual.
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for being here today. And it's amazing that with our first episode, we're starting with a woman who actually the brains behind the engine. behind this
Exactly.
place. And
Nice word, by the way.
The engine.
Yeah.
and the most amazing part of this whole thing is that I've known Debbie for like a while now, and I really feel so connected to Debbie. There's this special connection, and I learned so much from you, of course. And personal level and business level, and this just inspired me so much, and I would love to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What inspired you to create this space?
Yeah. Well, there's many actually factors behind what has inspired me. First of all, being a teacher, primary school teacher, and really wanting the best for children to reach their potential. And coming here, it's the same. I want, the community to reach their potential and help them in any possible way that I can. And it really has stemmed from my background. My parents were from England and raised in poverty. And, especially my mum, very intelligent woman, but not given the opportunity to do what she wanted to do. So her father made her basically work in a factory, even though they said, please work in the office because you're really great. Yeah. But he wouldn't allow that because it didn't make enough money for the family. And so, there was a lot of turmoil behind that. And then my parents decided to move out to New Zealand. It was the best decision I think they've ever made. And so I grew up in New Zealand, and I absolutely love New Zealand because it taught me so much about community, the Māori people. Very, very in my heart, the Indigenous people of New Zealand, and what they do to support one another and help one another. In a long time ago, they would take, if you said, I love your shirt, they would take their shirt off and give it to you.
Wow.
So it's this...
I love your shirt.
Thank you.
But this sense of gifting and sharing has really come from the Māori people, and it's really stayed with me my entire life. And so we have an abundance of things to share. And then, I moved on to Australia, and I fell in love with the most amazing, supportive Austrian man, Erland.
Great man.
Really, who supports me and what we do here in so many ways. And so this has made what we're doing here a reality. I couldn't do it without him. He allows me to do what I need to do and support me financially, and with no strings attached, because he sees the work that we do and the change it makes. So these are the things that have inspired me, and sitting and listening to all of the stories of, you know, mainly it's not just migrants, it's everybody. But, you know, we're a, you know, huge percentage of migrants from all over the world that come together, and hearing these same stories. I can't get work, I can't fit in, I'm struggling, and hearing all these different things going, and being a Kiwi, I go, I can't accept that. I cannot accept that, and I cannot do something about it. So that's really what's inspired me, and I know I've got the strength and the drive to make a change. So I do what I can.
That's so amazing, and now I know why we're so connected, because I come also from an indigenous tribe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we like, it's like puzzles, you know, puzzles putting together.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's way higher, you know, what we're doing is way higher than us. You know, it's a spiritually inspired thing that we do, but it's very grounded, and it's for everybody. So there's no religious connotation behind what we do. It's really good people helping other people. That's really what it's all about.
Yes, as you said, good people helping other people.
Okay.
Debbie, at the heart of what you're saying, there's so much love, and there is so much emphasis on community, giving and sharing. And if you're listening out there, you might have heard of Base Graz, but you've also heard of Sidwell Center. And some people, you know, approach me and say, what is the difference? Is it two different organizations? You know, but what I know, when people come to where we are, they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
This space here, they don't want to leave. They're like, I'm at home. I love the smell. I love the way you've decorated. Yeah? So I want to know from you, Debbie,
Yeah.
how does this space come to be?
Yeah.
Yes. How did this space come to be? What are some of the challenges you faced with creating this space that we call home? Yes. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, it actually took a few years to find it, and it was a really run-down building. And but as soon as I walked in, I went, "Oh no, this is it." Obviously, my father's actually a builder, so
Okay.
I've learnt from very young how to do things. So I will really try my hand at anything. And one of the things I absolutely love to do is to take old buildings and give them an energy that people feel good in. And so that's what we did. So we came in and we completely renovated this place. And I taught quite a few women how to do the work. So I taught them how to lay flooring. You know, we made the sliding door. We did everything pretty much ourselves because we didn't have a lot of money, and but we loved the space. And so that is, you know, what we did. There were many challenges. Obviously, when you don't have a lot of money, you've got to be innovative and you've got to be resourceful. And, you know,
Yes.
these are things that I can bring to the party. And I can turn pretty much any space into something that feels cozy. And we've used a combination of second-hand goods. So also sustainability is a big thing. And just placement. So I also have a background in energetics. And so I feel, when I go into a space, I feel the space. The space sort of talks to me and it tells me what it needs. And then I do a whole lot of other things to make it smell nice, using essential oils.
It does smell amazing here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I use that, the specific, which is lemongrass, for well-being.
Secret.
Yeah. So all of our spaces always have a signature smell. So you would know by the smell that we all belong together. And this sense of belonging, you know, in every aspect of what we're doing is really, really important. So it's from the people, it's from the smell, it's from the visual look of what I place here, you know, and throughout the spaces, you'll always see a homage to Māori people in New Zealand. Those little things that are special to my heart, you know, that people can read, you know, and our core values are based, and we have on what we call aroha. Aroha is love.
Yes, and we feel the love here,
Yeah.
Debbie. We do feel the love.
Yeah.
We do feel the love. And for those people who are a bit confused between
Yeah.
the difference, Base Graz, Sidwell
Yes.
Center,
Yep.
can you
Yeah,
touch
sure.
a little
Thank you.
on that?
Sidwell Center is the name of the space. It's just the location. It's a little bit like Salzburg. Is shopping city Salzburg is the location. Sedwell is the location. Base Verein is the foundation that runs things. It's the organisation. So one's the space, one's the organisation. So the brains, the computer part is really Base Graz. Yeah.
And this is where the magic all happens.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
One of the spaces that we've created.
I love it.
So there'll be more.
Yeah. I mean, Debbie, you are so fantastic with interior designing. Yeah. And that might be something you do not know about her, but give her a space and she can make it
Yep.
a dream, whatever your dream is in
Yeah.
terms of what you want to live and experience.
Yeah.
So we just talked about the space here, like Sedwell Center, and also like we have different places, of course, the shop, Sedwell Center, and the International Welcome Office. But my question is, this environment, this area, is like the ghetto. I just put in quotes because I don't see any ghetto.
The ghetto of international.
But a lot of
Yes.
people would say, "Oh, this looks like ghetto." But coming from Africa,
Yeah.
I think this is a beautiful space. Like, I mean, the
Yes,
surrounding,
they surround
the
our
grid spots,
environment.
yeah.
True.
And why was this space created here?
It's where it was needed. This is where light was needed, and it gave us an opportunity to absolutely create. So part of what we do is create the world we wish to live in. And when you go to a space maybe that's already accomplished, it's quite hard to get your foot in the door. And Greece is the most friendly, I think, the most friendly district in Graz. And we have such a diversity and a richness here of people. And I love that mix. And it was, once again, spiritually inspired to put the energy here and to create and to showcase to the world what you can do to create together. And we are really doing that. And we're going full steam ahead and, bringing people from all over the world together. And we're getting so many interesting visitors coming here. And there's many historical things now have happened in our space because we have made it feel like a home so that the idea is anybody that walks through this door should feel at home. And you hear that, it feels like a living room. I feel so cozy and I feel at home and I don't want to leave. And that's actually the idea because, if we want to, make the world a better place, then we've got to bring everybody together. Bring everybody to the table,
Yeah.
and find a way. How can we communicate? How can we connect? How can we build rapport? So this is what we're doing. So it's a bit of a pilot scheme to showcase, that I'd love to take one day around the world.
I have invited a few people to Base Graz, the Sidwell Center. And I told one lady the address, and she was like, "What are you guys doing there? Like, is it safe there?" Then she came, and she was so inspired, so amazed what we have set up, what you have initiated. So I really love what you said. Like, if we want to make the world a better place, it's not to select where the world should be a better place. The world should be a better place wherever and everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Took the word out of
Agree.
her mouth.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Agree.
No.
And I love the idea of creating the world that you wish to live
Yeah.
in. This is the most important thing when you start to make a change, a real change,
Yeah.
and beautiful to make it to turn everything more beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Thank
And
you.
we are.
And
We
this is what
are.
actually I've learned
It's
from
amazing,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, we talk about changing the world, but we can never change the world. But we can always change ourselves. It begins with you and me.
Yes.
When you change yourself and you change the way you see the world, then you create the world you wish to live in,
Yeah.
or you wish your children to live in.
Yeah.
True.
So I guess from
Yeah.
this,
And this is one of the things I'd hope to pass on to people is how you create.
Yeah.
How do you create what you want instead of complaining about what you don't have. And it's the same. My philosophy is like that. You know, don't focus on the things that are going wrong. Focus on what you want. And so that's really what we're doing. We're focusing on what we really want. You know, and people can't help but fall in love with the magic that's occurring.
Yes.
You know.
And it's also very inspiring to see the things that we can actually create. Like you've been alone, you started maybe just the two of you or three people.
There's a few others
but
as well.
there's more, like the more people come,
Yes.
the more magic we create.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
it's amazing to work together and create
Yeah.
this beautiful.
And there is this momentum happening right now.
Yeah.
You know. And so.
What I like about Debbie as well, you would bring a problem to you. Someone can bring a problem to you. And for sure, Debbie will have a solution. So one of the things I find, or one of the things that is associated with the woman Debbie is solution orientation. You are solution oriented.
Yeah, absolutely.
An innovator,
Yeah.
if I should say.
Yeah.
And also like she can change like a negative. This is what we see. It's not
Okay.
just because you're here, but we talk also among ourselves out there. Like you come with a negative thing,
Yeah.
you know, but you always have a positive thing to say out of this negative thing, and then you just change the situation from negative to positive, you know, like it's amazing. what we
Mistakes
see.
and things are all about learning.
Yeah.
And these are things that children have taught me. You know, that, you know, instead of criticizing and complaining and, you know, and just staying stuck, you know, we can say, well, what solutions are there? And what can we learn from what we're going through? You know, and I know when I've got support behind me, I can manifest. I can manifest because of the energy and support we can create, you know. But when we get stuck in sometimes these things like you know, racism and all of these things, if we stay stuck, our thoughts stay stuck. And I'm saying to people, let's just flip it on its head and find some different ways. So instead of going, okay, you know, racism, well, let's look at tolerance and love. Let's run courses on tolerance and love. Imagine if we're teaching our children those things.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
The story changes.
it changes because I've, you know, my life I've worked with a lot of children with severe behavioural problems, and just showing them a different way, showing them their potential of what they can become. You know, working with kids that nobody else wanted to work with.
Yeah, and it's very important to work with kids because
Yes.
then it's better to raise reasonable and respectful people than
Absolutely.
to try to fix a broken society of
Yes.
old people,
Absolutely.
or old men and women.
Absolutely.
Who, you know, like at my age, it will be so hard
Yes.
to go back
Yeah.
and learn as a
Well,
kid. So it's
absolutely.
very important when they're still
Absolutely.
young.
So it has to be cross-generational. You need people that come on as mentors and allow children to be mentors. It doesn't have to be adults, you know, challenge. Let's learn also from children.
Yeah,
You know, so there's many layers to what we do.
Yes.
yeah.
And it's very holistic. And together we can find solutions. And it's also important that I teach people how to find their own solutions, you know,
Yes.
and how to create. Because people, you know, that's something, because they've never learnt. Yeah.
I feel we have a book that Debbie will soon write. Can I
Oh.
manifest? Can I manifest that?
can.
Like a book, like a toolkit of how-tos and experiences that we can
Yeah.
draw from, that can really also lead us to creating our own dreams
Yeah.
that touches the lives of others.
As Debbie was speaking, I could sense the reason, the why behind this space, and what sets this space apart from all the other international organizations that exist in Graz itself. If I may ask you, Debbie, I have been a member of other organizations as well, and taking on Onesta's words, I've never found home there. So how or the why you think the aspect of being at home is so important at the level of personhood, also at the level of creating healthier and better communities?
Okay. I think feeling at home, you've got to be allowed to be your authentic self. I think that's really, really important, and that you're accepted and loved regardless, you know, and some people resonate with that energy and some don't. Other people may find home, or they may find home here later, or they may find home, you know, while they're here somewhere else. But I think it's this sense of, I don't know, connection. It's a strong sense of connection and such a love, you know, that it is like brothers and sisters, and it doesn't matter what culture you come from, it doesn't matter your sexual orientation, it doesn't matter your religious affiliations. It's this sense of, I am accepted, this is my family. And it really is this, this is, you know, really vital, and this is part of our core values as well, being, you know, accepted. And I think, you know, when you get to know some of the others and how they support one another, you know, in the good times and the hard times, that you have this network of support, just like a family, which a lot of people are missing when you come to a foreign country and you don't have, you know, your own, you know, immediate family around you, and there are times, you know, that you need people who are advocates, who will stand up for you, and to also see, you know, you've got this light. And that's what I'm a visionary. I see, I can see, and that's my work I've done with children. I can see the potential in everybody, and I can see the people that have real light. And when I'm seeing light, I'm talking about people who can be game changers in the world. You know, in whatever shape or form it is, everybody has that. Some have it more than others, you know, and that'll be the degree of what they can do in the world. And so that's what I want to foster. That's what I want to nurture. So
I think when I was listening to Debbie, it occurred to me that for Mo, Onesta, Penina, and me, and also Saif, who will be with us in the next episodes, you'll see him.
My brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the fifth member of this cherished podcast team. Is that all of us have found our tribe here, so to say.
yeah,
Because I am a migrant myself, but the concept of finding home doesn't bear resemblance to your hometown or home space, you know. Like, I feel more at home here than anywhere else. Like, I've spent my life in 5 countries, different countries, but this is the place, the first place where I feel home, with people coming from, you know, different races, different genders, different orientations, and this is just as Debbie mentioned, the place where you are accepted for who you are.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah, look at me.
definitely.
Oh,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And you know, because I just want to add on what you said. Right now, I feel myself. I feel complete because I wear my
Your
traditional
Yeah.
identity, yeah.
attire, and it's very sacred.
Yes.
And it's amazing to be given, because if I go like this to a normal office or normal TV thing, I'm not allowed because I'm not formal. But this is how I feel complete, because this is me. This is my traditional attire, and I feel connected to my ancestors, to my land, to my people. It doesn't matter. I'm in Europe, but I feel so connected to Samburu. Just dressing here like this, you know. I feel like I'm also presenting every girl and woman in my village who has never even stepped on a plane, you know.
Yes.
It's amazing to let people be who they are.
Even
Yeah.
whenever you dress up like that,
Yeah.
I mean, even we feel connected.
Oh, you're sharing a part
Love
of
it,
your
yeah.
This is really
Love it.
true.
yourself with us.
Yeah.
Debbie, you mentioned how family is so important when it comes to home. I have also witnessed this aspect of family here at Base Graz. Being away from your place of origin, where your family, most of the family that you grew up with, still reside, you're like, who am I going to call when I have a problem? Who am I going to call when maybe I need someone to babysit my daughter? Or maybe I need to eat a special dish? Or maybe I need to tell them something funny? Who am I going to call? And I think that's what people find here as well
Yeah.
in this community.
Yeah.
I've heard recently there's someone who has been through something very traumatic, and the community got together. They made a schedule. People were visiting. People were cooking. I think that also is such an important spirit of home, togetherness, family. And family is not only about blood.
No.
No, there's this connection that we feel here. Mo, would you like to ask a question? Yeah?
It's not fair, actually.
It's not fair, right? We've been talking so much.
No. I mean, just my first question is already answered.
Okay.
I feel so predictable. It doesn't feel good at all. But I'm gonna shock you with the next question.
Oh.
Okay, bring it on. Bring it on, Mo.
So, the question is, how have things shifted since this space started thriving?
Okay. Oh, big,
Yeah.
big. You know, you get a momentum, you get a bit of a snowball effect. This is our 10th year of being here. And
10 years.
we've had a lot of people coming and going. And as I said, it started as a learning center. But I knew it was much more than that, you know, and it's grown and grown. And I think the right collective of people have come together and in different areas, so that we look at education, well-being, culture, sustainability, integration. And so I think people have now started to take things on board. Whereas before I was carrying a lot and I was juggling, you know, so many things that there's only so many hours in a day. And so now that people are coming in together, they're feeling inspired, they are following their passions, they're taking on these things and running with it. And so I'm sitting back and I'm just really enjoying the experience. And this has been such a shift, you know, from a few people doing things and not so consistently to now getting more consistent, to be really known, not just in the Graz area. You know, I had the New Zealand ambassador come down and have coffee here, and I think we're going to
Kenyan
get
ambassador is coming also the end of this month.
yeah. And I think we've got the
Kenyan tour.
Indian, so we're bringing people.
Here we are.
We're bringing people together. So there's been a huge shift, and it's all about really now connecting, collaborating, working together, so that the ripple effect of what we've created here is going to go further. And so I've seen huge shifts, and just I think the commitment level more than anything else. Not to say that the people who started, they were committed. It wasn't that they're not committed. But we've just got many more members. We've got more people taking responsibility. And when people step up and take responsibility, and we're all striving towards, you know, these great things, we get there faster. So that's really
Perfect.
what's happening.
Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. We have so much in store for you, so many more conversations to be done and to be said. So remember to look at the links below, like and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget to reach out to us. I mean, we need you, and I'm sure that you will find what you want here. And it can be home, it can be, I don't know, like a boosting hand or a helping hand.
Yeah.
Friendship, laughter.
And much more.
Yeah. much
And much more. I mean, Debbie, you said there's so many things, there's so many projects
Yeah.
that are up and coming in the field of education, well-being, sustainability. There's so many things that if you're out there and you have a skill, you can join us and to be part of some of those things. But tell us a little bit more, Debbie, on those projects that are ongoing. What are they like?
Yep.
You know, how is the system? Is there project managers in place? What are some of the things that are really happening now on the ground?
Well, we
Who was
definitely.
our project manager?
We have more and more people, taking responsibility things. Last November, we established the International Welcome Office as part of Sedwell Centre because we saw the need for support and information for and it's not just migrants. We also get Austrians there too who come and ask questions. And sometimes people just come in just because they want to talk, because they're lonely. So they can come in for a coffee, come in for a chat. So that's one of the initiatives, and we've been self-funded so far. And so we're finding, we're looking for sponsorship.
Can I stop there? You there? If you're listening and you have a load of money and you wanna get behind something that makes a difference, contact us as well.
Be an angel.
Yeah.
Probably be responsible.
Yes. Because of everything that we're doing goes back into our community to create jobs. Because, we've got to face facts here that, especially for certain groups of people, trying to find employment is extremely difficult. Whether it's your age, whether it's because of your race, whether it's your religion, it can be a little tricky. So we're going, okay, let's find solutions. So part of the International Welcome Office, we have a project with Zaneb from Sudan, and it's called Opportunities for Skilled Migrants, because I got fed up with some things happening, and I was going, no, let's establish our own to get work for really good people, and to showcase that just because somebody may not have a language skill, don't pass up on talent. Don't pass on talent. They can bring so much to your company or your projects. So look at people's light and what they can bring, and don't look at their lacks, and find ways around it to help them. So that's one thing.
Can I add something there as
sure.
well? I mean, Debbie, you're an example of that as well. You're making great things happen. You are learning German.
Very slowly.
But you are not allowing a language barrier to hold you back.
No, not at all.
And that is one thing that I become inspired by as well.
No.
Yeah.
Don't let challenges hold you back.
True.
Don't use them as excuses. Yes, you're going to get some people that will make comments. Keep going. If you're a higher purpose in what you're doing, you keep going and working and finding ways. It's all about finding solutions. It's about networking. It's finding the like-minded people to come together. So, so we are striving in this area. We're going to establish, so the next couple of things is the Roselmarkt, and this will be an international street food and artisan market that we want to bring all of these skills together and give people opportunities to establish their own little businesses. And we will support, we will mentor them, and we will make sure that we get funding to keep the prices down, because it is expensive and you do need expertise when you're going into business. And this is a place also that goes outside of our little circle where we are into the wider community. And this then brings, because we've got it all here, we all know how to bring people together, so now we can transplant that out into the wider community to bring more people on board to showcase how you work together.
Okay.
I think for this Rosenmarkt, which is coming up in September, we have this opportunity for artisans, for talented folks to book tables. So contact us if you're interested. And it is, I can vouch for it, it is at a very affordable price, because it will give you an exposure that is not limited to your known community. It's going to be out there in the open, and you have this opportunity, this pathway paved by this market where you are visible to the world.
Yes, absolutely.
As Debbie was talking about being a leader who has hope and who has dreams and faith, that some of us amongst us would step up, would learn that we have the light in us, and would step forward to be the light for others. We have with us today Penina. The beautiful, gorgeous jewelry she's wearing, which is a manifestation of her personality, of her tribe's personality, tribe's soul to say, is not merely made for the sake of business. Her craft, she brought her craft to the business field to empower other girls, other women who can make this thing, because finance is something that Debbie also talked about, is so very important. Moving around the energy, not only in the spiritual field, but also in the very practical field of finances. And here we have with us Penina, who is doing this. Thanks, darling. Yeah. And we also have a whole bunch of people in our community, and I know it's growing, so I still believe I don't know all of them, but I do know a lot of people who are devoting their time here to share the energy, to share the skill, the talent, that the world may say that you are too old for this, or you haven't practiced
Never
it
too old.
officially. Yeah, you haven't practiced it officially.
Yeah.
This is something that you don't have a certificate in, but they have this spirit, this energy in healing, in yoga, in authentic relationship building, in writing, in painting, name it, we have it. So that is the energy that each of us, I believe all of us will agree to this, that we are realizing that we have this light, because Debbie is a person who leads by example. And she doesn't need to really give us a tutorial on how to be a leader. We look at her and we have the tutorial ready.
Yes.
So,
It's so true.
I think that is what is happening, because this energy that Debbie brings to the table, it's attracting all these maybe hidden energies at times, but they're coming here, and with this light, it is feeling empowered and shining on.
Shine on, sister.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Shine on.
Because it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Like the shop where Debbie has a shop.
The
We
Bohemian
already mentioned
Soul.
the
Yeah.
Bohemian Soul.
Debbie and Erlen.
And the beautiful jewelry. When
Yeah.
when you see a Maasai woman or Samburu woman dressed, people will just think it's just for beauty. But actually it tells stories. You come to my village, you look at me, you will know either I'm married or not.
Yeah.
Those are the stories they tell. But also for us to empower women back at home, empower girls back at home. Debbie, you've given, I'm one of the people, how can I say, I'm one of the people who can, what is the word in English?
What is the word in your language?
In my language, in
I'll
Maasai.
answer in spirit.
You can testify.
Maasai, no,
Maasai, what is your
I'm
language? You have to share it.
Maasai, yes.
No, share it, the word in your language, so that we learn from you.
The thing is, I don't even know in my own
Yeah.
language because it's not there. But still, not manifest, like a living
Represent.
proof.
Oh, you're the evidence. You're.
I'm a product of
Oh, that's the word.
Yes.
proof
Out
that
there.
you're giving so many people out there, not just a voice, because we don't come to these terms of voice of the voiceless, because everybody has a voice, but you're giving people opportunities.
Yep.
With also the shop,
Yep.
that we artists, I'm an artist, look at my shoes.
Beautiful.
And we create things, but most of the time it's just in the keller waiting for the next market. But Debbie gives us space
Yeah.
to sell these beautiful products. You see, even behind Debbie, there's such a beautiful necklace that is modern and traditional at the same time.
And you
Because I made it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
because we try to create to be bridges between our worlds,
Yes.
our two worlds.
Absolutely.
So I'm so also grateful that you
Yeah.
give us artists these opportunities.
Yeah, sure.
To put our and the profit goes 100% to the artists
Yep.
from the shop.
Yeah.
This is a huge blessing. You can't just find it anywhere.
No.
Anyway.
No, I have quite a different way of thinking about business though. And we have this aspect of koha. And so, financially, it's really hard for artists starting up and to get known. And so, you know, their koha is they become our marketing tool. They tell people, they bring people together. Our business is more than business. It's about community.
Exactly.
It's about creating happier, healthier, you know, communities. And this is really happening, and we see it, and we get people there, and the talking's happening. So the energy is spreading, and both Ellen and I really believe in walking the talk. We don't just talk.
No, you walk.
We are there. We are there. You know, if somebody has something going on, they can say, Debbie or Ellen, can you help us? If we can, we will be there. We'll be there 100% behind supporting. And this is really important.
Yeah.
You know, there are times I can't, but a lot of times we will jump in and help where we can. As I said, we don't just sit up here, and that's also very much a New Zealand thing.
Yeah.
You know, we all muck in. We all lend a hand. Imagine if that happens around the world. Imagine everybody got on board to help. And that reminds me, we've got a huge big thing in November coming up called just 12 euros.
Listen to that. Just 12
Just
euros.
12 euros.
Tell us more about that,
Yeah,
Debbie.
and if we can get basically our networks from all around the world together to say, I'm going to put 12 euros in a year, you know, which is what, 2 coffees that you would give up. You know, imagine if we had my network, and my network had their network, and everybody's network came together, because the only way we're really going to change the world and bring peace is if women have economic power. And we have to get decision making in the hands of nurturers, people who care about the people who care about the planet, and also care about the economic situation. It's not just they go, oh, you know, yes, but you're forgetting, no, we've got to be strong economically and sustainable and be wise with how we use our resources. So, you know, women have been doing this for generations. And so now this is the one way we see that if everybody took part in this, we can make a huge difference in the world.